One of the images that I began to really be impacted by when I think about Pentecost and the Spirit being poured out upon all flesh, there's a sense then in which our fleshliness hosts the Holy Ghost. We know about Incarnation and the Son of God going into the far country and taking on human flesh. But as Pentecostal growing up, I'm pressed now to think Pentecostally about this notion of human hospitality of the divine. We're invited to think about us being hosts of the Spirit. That means that the Spirit becomes a guest. When we think about the interreligious encounter, being good missionaries that we are, right, we want to invite the religious other into our space. And that's all important, that's all good, but that's half of this notion of hospitality. Because when we invite the other, whether it's the religious other or any other into our space, we're still establishing the framework of this space of hospitality. We're still the folks in charge. So if we're in charge, then the other will always abide on our terms. Trinitarian hospitality is less about being hosts and more about being guests. Incarnational Pentecostal hospitality is about being guests. Now that's challenging on a number of fronts. It challenges us to not be in charge. It challenges us to go, but more than that, it challenges us to go in ways that make others comfortable about inviting us, about hosting us. And then it challenges us finally to now enter into those spaces as appropriate guests. Like we would want people entering into our space to be guests, right? Well, all that invites what, right? Vulnerability. All that invites a kind of way of being Spirit-filled that isn't in charge, that is open to surprise, that's open to the other on the other's terms. When we enter into the space as guests, we are not there with an agenda. We're on God's agenda at that point. We're on the agenda of being guests of others, following in Trinitarian hospitality. We're going as guests of others because the Spirit goes and is our guest.